Hi, everybody. I hope everybody's doing well. I got a couple of messages last night. I was so surprised to get those messages because I hadn't been on here in a long time. And I truly, truly apologize. Let me sit up a little bit. I am just wanting to update you guys and let you know exactly how I am doing. And I like to hear back how you're doing. I've been out walking, so I the day is almost over, and I'm like, oh my God, I didn't follow up like I said I was going to follow up. So that is why you got me in a t-shirt, and so that tells a little bit also about my story. For those who don't know me, my name is Denise, and it has been 354 days since I received my Nevro HFX spinal cord stimulator. I've had two back surgeries. The very first back surgery I had was in 2002. I don't know why something is blinking. Was in 2002. I was in a car accident, and it worked okay, but it wasn't perfect. I still had a lot of pain in my legs. And then in 2017, I had another back surgery. They went up from the original one was my L4, L5, and then the one in 2017 was my it went up L1 and 2 or something like that. And then in July 17th, 2025, I had my permanent spinal cord stimulator implanted. I wish truly that I knew what I know today um, about the spinal cord stimulators, because I don't think I would have did the surgeries. I'm quite sure I might have done the first one, but I definitely wouldn't have done the second surgery. And that's for many reasons. One reason is when they did the second one, they went up higher. The higher they go up, the less motion you have to twist and turn and things like that. So I do have some difficulties with that. So I really wished I hadn't done that one, but I can't take it back. So is done. But I want to tell you all about how things are going today for me. Like I said, it's been 354 days. It has not been perfect. Um, it has been challenging. However, with the spinal cord stimulator, I don't care which brand you get, everybody is going to have some complaints to say, oh, this one didn't work for me, or that, or have something negative to say. I try to always live my life positive. I try to live with the glass half full versus the glass half empty. So you will never hear me say anything very negative. Even about my last surgeries, I would, I said I wished I hadn't done it, but I did it, and that's over. So there's nothing I can do about it. So with the spinal cord stimulator, like I said, you have to have a lot of patience, because it's not a miracle. It's not going to work instantly. It's not going to be where you wake up from surgery and all of a sudden everything is perfect. It's not like that. You're going to have to test and go through trials of what works and what doesn't work. And I'm going to show you guys my phone. I'm not sure how well you can see it, but you can see I have some settings that I've set on that I have as a favorite. I have mine on my iPhone. So on my iPhone is how I'm controlling it through AI. And I prefer that over the remote control. So let me just pull it up a little bit as I go in here, and I'm going to tell you about my programs that I have it set on. Right now, I have it. This is one of my favorites, Not sure if you can see it very well. It's a reflection of light there. But I have several favorites set up, and these are all my favorites that I have set up. And some of them, you know what? I'm going to close this blind. Maybe that'll help. Maybe it won't have such a reflection. Still got a reflection, so I guess that doesn't matter. But these are all my settings, my favorites that I have set up. Some of them I have for, like the one I'm on now. I've been on this one for 74 days and 11 hours. Okay. So evidently this one is working for me, but there was a moment that this one stopped working for me. Why? I don't know. It just stopped working. So I came off of that favorite, which is the one I'm back on now, which is the DD30. And I went back to another one. I have another one. My very first setting that I had it on, it says it worked. That's all I put in there. It worked, and it has a purple heart next to it. And I don't know why this you can't see it. That's kind of strange. But anyway, it says it worked. And then I was on the one for it worked for 59 days and 7 hours because it worked. So if it worked, why switch it? However, it's not working. It wasn't working as well as it did before. So that's the reason why I went to another setting. The other setting I went to, I stayed on for 17 days and 24 hours before switching. It worked and it stopped working. So what I'm trying to say is it's not that it's perfect. However, sometimes you have to go back and forth with the settings to see what exactly works for you and what doesn't work for you. And for those that I stayed on, like the one I'm on now, I've been on it for 71 days. It's been the best one for me. The best one for me. Because like I said, I still have issues. I still have some days that I'm like, did it work? Or why am I having the pains that I'm having? Why am I having the tingling in my toes and my legs hurting? That might be something else. That's why I keep telling myself, maybe that's not coming from my back. I don't know. I'm not a doctor. However, I do know that um, over these 354 days, I wouldn't change it. Mm-mm, mm-mm. I wouldn't change it for anything. And the reason I wouldn't change it, one reason is I have been able to do things now, turning that volume down. I have been able to do things now that I couldn't do before. I couldn't halfway walk across the room without being in pain. I couldn't stand in my kitchen without being in pain. I still, like I said, I have some of the same issues, but my life today compared to what it was 354 days ago when I first got the spinal cord stimulator, it is totally different. Totally different. I'm like I said, I'm able to do things. I'm traveling now. I couldn't travel before. I couldn't because I didn't want to. Why would you want to go somewhere and you just in total pain? And when I tell you my pain was so, and you know this, if you are in the same situation that I'm in, you know how pain is. So that was one of the reasons why I just don't regret what I did. And I'm living with it. I have more good days than I have bad days. I'm able to do things that I wasn't able to do before. Like I said, I still have some challenges. But if you're considering a spinal cord stimulator, I don't care which brand it is, my advice to you is to do as much research as you can, not only on the device is going to work. That's not your problem. You need to research the doctor, make sure whether it's a spine specialist, a neurosurgeon, or pain doctor, whoever it is. You need to make sure they're not experimenting on you and you're not their first patient that they're implanting the device on. That's what you need to be concerned about because the device work itself, it works. Most people that I hear that has a problem, one, they didn't do what the doctor told them to do. When the doctor told them to sit down for 6 to 8 weeks, my doctor told me 8 weeks. I hear some people, oh, I was back to work in 2 weeks. A job is not that important to me. My life is, how I feel is, things like that. So you got to consider what's most important to you. And if the doctor say no twisting, no lifting, no bending, no reaching over your head, you need to do no lifting, no twisting, no bending, and no reaching over your head. Because if you do all those things while you in the process of healing, it's not going to go so well for you. When I tell you I was lazy, I did absolutely nothing. I had people catering to me when they came over, but I had prepared ahead of time. All of my food that was in the cabinets up high was on the cabinets down low. All of my pots and pans that I needed to use were on my cabinets. All of my dishes and everything was in reach, arm's reach. So I didn't have to do any of these reaching and things like that. I didn't do any twisting. I didn't do any bending. I didn't do any of that because I knew my doctor said no lifting, no bending, no twisting, and no reaching over your head. And I am in a lot of Facebook groups and I hear a lot of people complaining and things like that. Well, I only took 2 weeks off. I took 3 weeks off. Well, my doctor just told me 4 weeks. Well, my doctor told me 8 weeks to do absolutely nothing. And I think that's the reason why a lot of these people are not having success. You didn't follow the rules. And a lot of people don't like to follow rules. So if you don't follow rules and do what the doctor tell you to do, what can you say? So that's number two. So number one, make sure you research your doctor. Because like I said, the device is going to work. I don't care what brand you got. They're basically almost the same. It's the doctor. And then, did you follow the rules? Did you do what the doctor tell you to do? Did you take care of yourself and do absolutely nothing for 8 weeks? 8 weeks. I did nothing for 8 weeks. At least 6. Come on now. What other surgery do you go into and somebody open up your back, implant a foreign device that your body got to get used to, put these leads on your, I call them wires, on your spine, and you're just going to get up and walk around like and work like normal? No, you can't do it. So follow directions, follow the rules, do what the doctor told you to do. And I promise you, you'll be almost a year like me. It's been almost a year. I can't believe it's been almost a year. And I'm doing as well as I'm doing with it. Like I said, I still have some discomfort. It's on my right side. Before I had the surgery, I'm a side sleeper. I slept on my right side. I had to get used to sleeping on my left side. But in the last 2 months, I've been sleeping on either side, right or left, and it doesn't bother me anymore. I guess it done dug deep in my fat in my back. I like that. I like to make jokes. Anyway, I like to keep things light. But anyway, so that's one of the things that you want to make sure that you just follow directions. And if you are thinking about getting the device and you're scared or whatever, you're not sure this is what you should be doing, my advice to you, like I said, do your research on your doctor, Do your research on the device that you're going to choose. Do your research on, and make sure that you're able to take off work to be able, especially if you have a job where you have to lift or stand or drive for 8 weeks. No, no, don't do it. I mean, don't, you gotta make some considerations here, because if you do it and you're still doing that same type of job, you're standing all day or you're driving all day, and you're doing all these things. When I was working, I traveled all the time. It's hard to travel and to be able to um, take care of yourself physically, and you got to go visit clients. So you have to take all of this in consideration when you're going to decide, I'm going to do this. And then you can't be a baby about it. I don't care what type of procedure you have. If you get a tooth pulled, you're going to have some pain. So it's not like it's not going to have any, you're not going to have any pain. And I've got another disclaimer. That is not me snoring. That is my bulldog. I have an English bulldog. She is asleep. She ate. She full. She happy. She's satisfied. And now she's asleep. So if you hear that in the background, that's what it is. But you just have to think about that no matter what type of procedure that you have, that you're going to have some type of discomfort. And you're going to have to live with it. Now, I didn't take any pain pills. They didn't give me any. And if they would have given them to me, I wouldn't have taken them because I don't take pain pills. The strongest pills I take is Tylenol. I got the arthritis ones, and that's what I took after I had my surgery. And when the next day the nurse called me after having my procedure, and she asked me, "Oh, did they give you any type of pain meds?" And I said, "No." And she said, "Well, we can call you in something." I said, "No, I don't want it. I'm okay." Because if I could live with the pain that I was living in before I had the procedure, that little pain that from the procedure wasn't that bad either. I can tolerate pain because I had been living with it so long. So the other thing to remember, you just got to be prepared. Before you get the procedure done, prepare your house. Remove any rugs that you're going to trip on. Remove any shoes and all that stuff. Clean up your house before you have your procedure. And if you live by yourself, make sure that you have everything on the counter, everything you need. Make sure it's in arm's reach, because there's no lifting, there's no bending, no twisting, no reaching over your head, none of that. So you got to make sure that you have everything you need in place so that you don't have to do any of those things. And it's also a time that you can, maybe prepare some meals and put them in your freezer so that you can just take them out and pop them in your microwave, and you're all set, ready to eat instead of having to worry about cooking and things like that. My son and daughter took care of me, and my son is not a big cooker, but he came by and he actually cooked breakfast for me one day, and another day he cooked lunch. But I did have meals prepared already in my freezer, so I was just, popping them in the freezer. So, but I tell you, it's been night and day for me, and I'm not it for nothing in the world. It has been night and day for me, and I am happy I did it. I can't tell you whether to do it or not, but the things I'm able to do now versus what I could do previously is night and day. I travel. Um, I hate saying so much on here, but I did a transatlantic cruise, and I traveled all over, um, from here, from the United States to Italy. I couldn't have did that before because I would have been in so much pain. It would have been so bad to sleep in somebody else's bed. So that should tell you something as well. I used to couldn't walk nowhere. My legs hurt so bad, and I couldn't. You go and have to go somewhere and stand in a line. I couldn't do that. I still can't stand in line. I can't stand that long. That's something I still can't do, especially if it's on cement or a hard surface. But I tell you, it's been awesome. And I really hope that if you're considering it, that you just do your research. And I do a lot of research, and I looked at a lot of videos. I even signed up with, what is it, the Mayo Clinic. I did a lot of research on there before I got mine implanted. And I can't tell you which device to use to choose. I don't know why my glasses slipping, but I went with my device based on a couple of things. Talking to my doctor, he was giving me several different options, so it wasn't like he was saying, "Oh, you should just get this one." He told me the different ones that he does in his office, and it was 3 different ones. And I chose the Nevro because after I did my research, I was pretty satisfied with them. I have not had any issues with customer service. They call, if I have a question, I call them. If they don't answer, I'll send them a text, or and they'll get back with me. If it's not an emergency, I'll just text. So just do your research and try to figure out what's best for you and what's most important to you. And you want to get your life back and get back to living instead of just always in pain. Don't think about the temporary pain you will be in after you have the procedure, because if you go get a root canal, or before you get the root canal, you're in pain. But after you get the root canal, you in pain. So right now, you in pain. So it's no more pain, if not less, than when you your pain you're already suffering right now. So don't be a chicken. Don't be a chicken. I tell you, you know what? Before I was doing this video today, I had to look up how many days it was. I did not realize it's almost a year. It's almost a year. I cannot believe it. And I've accomplished a lot, y'all. I mean, even as far as, I'm moving better. And I've lost about 30, let me see. Let me calculate it, because I don't want to lie about how much weight I've lost, but I have lost weight, and I'm pretty excited about that as well. 36 pounds. 36 pounds. And if you look at my other videos, my face look a little slimmer. So I'm excited about that. But anyway, I'm going to get off of here because I like to ramble because I like to talk. And I need to go shower and get on to the rest of my evening. But just message me. I'm sorry I hadn't posted sooner. I had planned on posting on the anniversary, which would be July 17th. However, I won't be posting on July 17th because I have a sick sister, and that's the other thing that is motivating me. And I'm gonna tell you that quick story, and I'm gonna get off of here. My sister also had a back problem. She was in a couple of car accidents as well. But I don't know if that's what started her back problem. But my sister is paralyzed now, so she can't walk. And that's the other thing that motivated me because I did not want to be in a wheelchair. And that's the reason that, we do things for ourselves sometimes because we see what's going on with others. And I know for me, um, this is, I would say, in honor of her because I know that she couldn't do it, she can't do it, and that when she could do it, she wouldn't do it. Okay. So I meant what I mean by that is she didn't try to do better. So I'm trying to do better for myself, even losing the weight. Um, I'm trying my best to do better. So for all those out there who think that, it's, I shouldn't do this or you second guessing yourself, think of a good reason why you should. And then you will do better in making a decision that's right for you. So the reason I won't be able to post on the 17th, that is actually my sister's birthday. And I'm going to go and see her. She's in a facility, like I said, she can't walk. And so I'm doing everything I'm doing right now is in honor of her because I know she can't do it, but she couldn't do it and she wouldn't do it. And so I just got to do it. All right. So anyway, I am closing here. I'm looking forward to your comments. Any questions? If I didn't answer your question, any questions? I was laying in bed last night and I'm like, oh, YouTube, somebody messaged me. I was delighted. And I'm sorry and I'm glad you reminded me. And I will see you next time. When I come back, it will be 1 year. Oh, I remember, I think I had kept saying, I'm doing this for blah, 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 blah. That's because I want to travel, y'all. And when I tell you I can't stay off a boat, I've been on the ships enjoying my life. Love you guys. Bye. Now I got to figure out how to stop it. Oh my goodness. There it goes. Okay. See you guys later. Bye bye.